A lot of people don't like their hometown. You know, they want to get out. For me, I want to use it as an opportunity. It made me who I am. It's molded me into who I want to become. It gives me a lot of motivation, man, because everything started here. I just want to grow past the person I used to be. I used to have no motivation, man. I wanted to do nothing with my life. I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I just didn't have nobody to push me. You know, everybody was doing the same things. Everybody wanted to rap. Everybody wanted to do everything. It's just always been different. You know, I always wanted to go a different route or think of different ways to do something. I'm not always the person to just, it's my way, but I sort of like it my way, you know. Missouri's where I'm from, man. Neosho, grew up out here. Not from Neosho, but, you know, this is basically where my life started and got less hectic for me. My parents opened up a restaurant. It's called Angel's Cafe. It used to be called Green Forest, but then my brother passed away and they ended up taking the name over. Now we have the restaurant standing for him. We got his logo up there on his chopper to represent him. We got his Marine outfits. We got his correctional officer outfits in there. Just trying to build a brand and, you know, something that to remember my brother from, support the veterans. Everybody knows my family. Everybody knows my parents because they go to the restaurant. They see him. And that's what I grew up in, man. My parents always wanted me to be in the restaurant game, and I just wasn't for me, man. That's a lot of hard work, different type of dedication. I think that's where I kind of got my hustle from, was from my mom and my stepdad, because RIP my real dad, that we'll talk about later on. Some stuff happened with my real dad that made me really want to change who I am and be there for my son, because I never really had a father, you know. And the father that I did have was my stepdad. You could never tell the relationship we have now between me and my stepdad. We used to beat each other up, fight, get kicked out the house. My whole Neosho story revolved around me just trying to find myself. And I remember getting kicked out. Man, I played a lot of sports. I loved it, you know. I was a really good athlete. I was good at my grades, and then I just went a different route. I wanted to party. I wanted to have fun. My life was hectic. Just wanted to live, you know, and I forgot about all my stuff. Dropped out of school. But then there was a day, 2018, I remember, got the news I was going to be a father. And I knew I had to push for more. It seemed so far, but it really wasn't. I had to grind. I remember I was grinding 2 jobs. I shut myself out from all my friends completely. Nobody heard from me for about a year or 2. I decided to really get stuck on the grind. I was about to become a father. That's one of the things that really switched my life around, was becoming a father, was because, man, I never had a dad, you know. So for me to have my son and be in his life is a big blessing for me. And it changed me. It really did. It changed me for the better. It made me think better. It made me push harder. And it just gave me that extra drive to get shit done. Like I said, I was working 2 jobs, trying to save some money. I felt super lonely because I didn't have no friends or nothing. But I think it was the best thing for me to get away and push myself out, was because, like I said, I had a lot of plans I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to attack them. I didn't have the funds. I didn't have all these people wanting to see what I want to drop, or, you know, what I was going to create. Fast forward to that, I had my son, and I just kept pushing, and I got my first apartment out in Joplin. Loved it. That first apartment, that's where I created Gorilla Bone Bullies. That's where it really started for me. You know, I quit working those 2 jobs, got 1 good job at a factory, started my dog, started getting networking, going to dog shows, and now I'm a young father trying to take care of my son, my bills, myself, my dogs, and I got to make the best out of it. So every year after 2019, I just made sure that it was a memorable year, making sure that I looked back and was like, I finished that. I started that and I finished it. I didn't just let it go on without any movement. And fast forward to 2023, I'm pushing for better. That hustle only got better and stronger. I focused on myself. I'm not out here worried about what's going on in the city. I'm not out here on this street beef. I'm not out here trying to fight people. I'm just out here trying to better myself, man. I love myself. I love life. I didn't love life back then when I was going through all them struggles and I was fighting with my parents, and wasn't in none of my family members' life. It was hard, but I can say I love life now. I love myself. I love everything that I've created. It's amazing, man. It's a blessing to be able to be out here and be able to get to do what I love and create things and make things and finishing them and presenting it to people. That's one of the biggest things. People love everything I come up with, and that's not to boast on myself or nothing, but they know how hard I work. They know I speak about something from the start, and next thing you know, I'm creating it, or I'm networking, trying to get it made and started and pushing for more. And I just don't give up, man. I don't care what people think. It doesn't bother me. It used to. I wanted to make everybody happy, but you can't make everybody happy. You know, at the end of the day, you gotta look out for yourself. You have to be true to yourself and know that you gotta be your biggest fans in the lowest part of life. Man, some of my biggest sacrifices, not spending enough time with my family. I had to really shut myself out, like I said, not get to see my family, be okay for me and my son. While all my friends were out partying, I still remember back in 2018, 2019, all my friends were balling. And I don't mean money-wise, I just mean in life. You know, they got to go out. I was an early I was an early father, and I think that's what gave me a step above everybody else, was that while everybody was out partying, I was trying to create something at home. Whether it was Gorilla Bone Bullies, whether it was something in fitness, whether it was buying stuff off Facebook and posting it on Facebook Market, trying to make a little bit extra cash. I sacrificed a lot of time with my son, being gone, working 2 jobs, being busy, not getting to see him. But I've always been there. That's the thing. That's one thing that I will always be, is show up for my son, show up for my family. Even though I sacrifice, I show up in the most important times, which is what really matters. Man, I sacrificed a lot of money. I put my money before my needs, sacrificed being stylish, sacrificed being cool in front of everybody. Everybody was cool then and doing all these cool stuff, going on trips, and I just told myself one day I'm gonna get to do all that. You know, my time will come. I've always just waited. I sacrificed partying at a young age and not being able to do everything that everybody else was doing, you know, because I had a little cub I had to look after. But I had a lot of stuff to work on. Myself, my relationship with my family, my relationship at the time. There's no excuses. There is a lot of sacrifices if you really want to get down to it at the end of the day. And that's up to you if you want to make it happen or not. You got to make them sacrifice it so you can live a better life in the future. I'm not afraid to say where I'm from. I'm not afraid to tell people where I come from, what I've been through. You just got to embrace the hate and the love. A lot of people only embrace the love, and then the hate, they tend to have beef or make beef, and then they create bad things. You just got to ignore it, man. Take all the love, take all the positivity with the negative stuff, and just keep pushing. Keep pushing for what you want to make, or what you want to do, or what you stand on. That's a big one. If you stand behind something, you're not going to let people embrace you with a bunch of negativity. You're going to take all the positivity out of it and do it for those people, because those are the people that really matter, the people that support you, the people that love you, the people that tell people about you, the people that when they see you, they already know what type of time you're on. They love you for you. They love you because you work hard. They love you because you are putting your hard efforts and hard-earned money and hard-earned time into something you love. You know, not everybody gets all the time in the world to do things, and to be able to do things is beyond me. You know, I love it. It's amazing.